Hi guys, and welcome to The Colorful Gardener. My name is Josh, and today I'm going to show you how to plant this beautiful Aralia Sun King. If you're new here, go ahead and consider subscribing and liking this video. I have this beautiful plant in front of me called Aralia Sun King, and I picked this up at the nursery and I really want to put it in my garden, and I want to show you how to take care of it. So this is a beautiful eccentric shade perennial, and it is a golden cultivar and it has beautiful chartreuse leaves. All these leaves are compounded, and it is so interesting and so different from like a hosta or a fern. It's super easy to take care of. It loves part shade to full shade. It can take a little bit of sun, but it prefers some afternoon shade. So I'm on the east facing side of my house, and it's gonna get morning sun and then afternoon shade. With any shade plants, you wanna make sure that the ground is nice and wet and moist. Most shade plants usually want cool soil and not hot baking ground. Okay guys, so I've chosen this beautiful shady spot right here amongst some of my other unusual shade perennials. I've got Amorphophallus konjac. I've got this really cool bush ivy that's just about to bloom. Some ferns and columbines. I think it's gonna go really well with these other dark foliage leaves. It's gonna bring a real pop of color back here, and it's gonna eventually fill out. This, by the way, I forgot to mention, Aralia Sun King's hardiness zone is from 4 to 8. So again, I'm in a zone 8, so I'm about a zone 7B, zone 8A. So it should be fine here in this shaded corner of the garden, and eventually it's gonna fill this area out, 3 foot, hopefully by 2 feet area, and really shine this back corner, make it glow. So I'm gonna show you how to plant this Aralia Sun King. Okay guys, so whenever you're planting a new perennial, make sure that the hole that you're putting it in is at least the size that the root ball can go into, and also there's additional space around the roots where you're putting new soil. This is gonna really help the plant adapt into the soil and send out new roots and eventually into your native soil. So I'm gonna go ahead and using my shovel, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I have really heavy red clay. So over time, I've been using soil amendments to help that out, to loosen up that red clay. And whenever I'm digging a new hole for a plant, I usually like to put the soil into a bucket. It can really make your garden messy by throwing soil around. So by putting the soil into a bucket, you can make this planting much cleaner and neater. Okay, so we have the hole prepared. Now it's the time to plant your perennial. So again, Aralia Sun King here. I'm just gonna plant him in here. There's not a lot of roots going on in here. I just recently purchased him, and he was in that drip pot, which I made a couple days ago. So I'm not expecting a lot of roots in here. This was mostly just potting media. So I'm gonna use that soil that has fell into this hole I'm using. I'm gonna mix it with the native soil. Whenever you guys are planting any new plant, make sure the soil line is lined up with the top of the soil line in the pot for the plant. You don't want the plant to sink in, nor do you want the pot to be too high above the ground. It'll dry out. I've run out of soil for this Aralia Sun King from the pot, so what I'm going to use now is soil that I've created. And this soil mix is compost, 1 bucket of compost for 1 bucket of native soil. So I'm going to go ahead and just mix that in here with this plant. Hi, baby. Good. Sophie approves of this Aralia Sun King planting. Okay, guys, so I have got this plant in the ground, and whenever you plant something, make sure you firmly put your hands around the base and make sure the soil is is nice and tight around the root. And now that my Sun King is in here, it's time to water it. Okay, so here in the South, it's crucial that you water any new plants that you've planted in your garden. It can get well into the 90-degree weather here in August, which it's now early September, and it can get really hot and humid, and these plants can suffer from this weather. So make sure you water these plants well and deeply whenever you're planting any new planting, especially in the summertime. What I like to do is wait for the water to go down into the hole, and then I'll water it again. What happens if you just continuously let it water, the water is going to eventually spill away from the plant, and you want to make sure all that water goes down into the roots and makes that soil super wet. Okay guys, so the Aralia Sun King is in the ground. I'm so excited. It looks so beautiful already in this shaded corner. I think it's going to really fill out and make this area bright and make your eye draw right to it, even though it's very dark in here. Chartreuse foliage plants are great to use in shade gardens because your plants, which already have a lot of dark green foliage, just don't really shine as well as chartreuse or variegated foliage. So I'll be really excited to see how well this does. Apparently it blooms later in the year in the September time, these beautiful white flowers, and has berries. I don't think it's going to do it this year, but hopefully next year, and I will do a video to update on this Aralia Sun King. So thank you guys for watching this video on how to plant and take care of your Aralia Sun King. My name is Josh, and you've been watching The Colorful Gardener. If you're new here, go ahead and consider subscribing and liking this video. I'll see you in the next couple of videos.